First contact and misjudgment. The vast expanse of space had long been silent, its depths hiding secrets beyond human imagination. But on a crisp autumn morning, that silence was shattered. High above Earth's atmosphere, a massive ship materialized, its sleek, obsidian surface absorbing light like a cosmic sponge. This was the Nexus, flagship of the Zakai Empire, an interstellar civilization that had conquered countless worlds across the galaxy. Inside the ship's command center, Supreme Commander Vexilor stood motionless, his four eyes fixed on the holographic projection of Earth. His skin, a mosaic of iridescent scales, shimmered under the soft blue light of the bridge. Around him, a dozen officers worked in perfect synchronization, their movements as precise as the machinery they operated. Analysis complete, Supreme Commander, reported Science Officer Zinra, her voice a melodic hum. The planet appears to be at a pre-interstellar stage of development. Primitive rocket technology, no unified global government, and frequent internal conflicts. Vexilor's mandibles clicked in amusement. Another easy conquest, then. These fragmented species never pose much of a challenge. There is one anomaly, sir, Zinra continued, her tone cautious. The dominant species, which calls itself human, has shown remarkable progress over a relatively short period. They've advanced from simple tools to rudimentary space exploration in less than 10,000 planetary cycles. The Supreme Commander waved a dismissive hand. Irrelevant. Many species experience brief periods of accelerated development. It means nothing in the face of our superior technology and millennia of conquest experience. As the Zakai continued their observations, humanity remained blissfully unaware of the looming threat. In cities across the globe, people went about their daily lives, their greatest concerns centered on personal struggles and local issues. Little did they know that their entire existence was being scrutinized by an alien force capable of reducing their civilization to ashes. In New York City, Dr. Emily Chen, a brilliant astrophysicist, sat hunched over her computer, analyzing data from deep space telescopes. Her eyes widened as she noticed an anomaly in the readings. "This can't be right," she muttered, running the calculations again. The numbers didn't lie. Something massive had entered Earth's orbit, seemingly out of nowhere. Thousands of miles away, in a remote military base in the Siberian tundra, Colonel Alexei Volkov received an urgent message. The early warning system had detected an unknown object in orbit, one that defied all known parameters of human spacecraft or satellites. Volkov's weathered face hardened as he realized the implications. "Initiate Global Alert Protocol," he barked to his staff, "and get me the president." Back on the Nexus, Vexilor had made his decision. "Prepare the first wave of dropships," he commanded. "We'll begin with a small force to assess their defensive capabilities. Target their largest population centers and military installations." As the Zakai prepared for invasion, they remained confident in their superiority. Their technology was centuries beyond Earth's most advanced systems, their soldiers were bred for combat, and their tactics had been honed through countless conquests. In their arrogance, they failed to consider that humanity might possess qualities beyond mere technological advancement. The first sign of the impending attack came in the form of strange atmospheric disturbances. Weather satellites picked up unusual patterns, and radio communications experienced intermittent interference. Across the globe, military forces were placed on high alert, but they had no idea of the true nature of the threat they faced. In Washington, D.C., the President of the United States sat in the Situation Room, surrounded by her top advisors. The tension in the air was palpable as they discussed the mysterious anomalies and the possibility of an imminent attack. "Madam President," General Marcus Harding began, his voice grave, "we're dealing with something beyond our current understanding. Our best guess is that we're facing a technologically superior force, possibly extraterrestrial in origin." The president's eyes narrowed. "Extraterrestrial? Are you saying we're about to be invaded by aliens, General?" Before Harding could respond, an aide burst into the room. Madam President, we have visual confirmation. Unknown aircraft have entered Earth's atmosphere. They're heading towards major cities across the globe. As the world's leaders scrambled to respond to the unfolding crisis, the Zakai launched their first assault. Dropships, sleek and silent, descended upon Earth's cities. Their initial targets were military installations, power plants, and communication hubs, critical infrastructure that would cripple human resistance. In London, the sky darkened as a massive dropship hovered over the city. Panic erupted in the streets as people witnessed the impossible, an alien craft, real and terrifying, preparing to attack. The British military responded quickly, scrambling fighter jets to intercept the threat. But as the human aircraft approached, they suddenly lost power, plummeting from the sky like dead birds. Similar scenes played out across the globe. In Beijing, Moscow, and Cairo, Zakai forces demonstrated their technological superiority, effortlessly neutralizing human defenses. Electromagnetic pulses disabled electronics, rendering much of Earth's military might useless. Precision energy weapons destroyed key targets with surgical accuracy, leaving surrounding areas untouched. Yet, amidst the chaos and destruction, pockets of resistance began to form. In the ruins of a destroyed military base outside Tokyo, a group of soldiers and civilians banded together, using salvaged weapons and improvised explosives to fight back against the alien invaders. Their efforts seemed futile against the advanced Zakai technology, but their determination never wavered. On the Nexus, Vexilo watched the invasion unfold with satisfaction. "See how easily they fall," he gloated to his officers. "Their primitive weapons are no match for our technology. This world will be ours before the next solar cycle." But even as the Supreme Commander reveled in his apparent victory, the first signs of trouble began to emerge. Reports came in of unexpected resistance, of human fighters adapting quickly to Zakai tactics. In the mountains of Afghanistan, a group of local militia had managed to down a dropship using nothing more than modified surface-to-air missiles and intimate knowledge of the terrain. Zinra, the science officer, approached Vexilor with a concerned expression. "Supreme Commander, I believe we may have underestimated these humans. They're showing remarkable adaptability and resourcefulness." Vexilor dismissed her concerns with a sneer. "A few lucky strikes mean nothing. Continue the invasion as planned. Increase the force if necessary. These humans will learn their place soon enough." As the first day of the invasion drew to a close, the situation on Earth was dire. Major cities lay in ruins, governments were in disarray, and millions had already perished. But beneath the surface of defeat, a spark of resistance burned bright. In laboratories and bunkers, in the hearts of soldiers and civilians alike, humanity prepared to fight back. Dr. Emily Chen, who had first detected the alien presence, now found herself working feverishly in a makeshift lab beneath the ruins of New York. Surrounded by a team of scientists and engineers, she pored over recovered alien technology, searching for weaknesses to exploit. "Their energy weapons," she muttered, eyes gleaming with sudden insight. "The frequency. If we can disrupt it, we might have a chance." In the Siberian military base, now one of the few remaining strongholds of human resistance, Colonel Volkov coordinated a global counteroffensive. Using old analog communication systems that were immune to the Zakai's electronic warfare, he brought together a coalition of military forces and civilian volunteers. "We may not have their technology," Volkov told his assembled officers, his voice firm with resolve, "but we have something they don't expect: the will to survive, to protect our home at any cost. We will show these aliens why humans have always been the apex predators of Earth." As night fell on the first day of the invasion, both sides prepared for what was to come. The Zakai, confident in their superior technology and battle-hardened forces, believed that total victory was within their grasp. They failed to realize that they had awakened a force unlike any they had encountered before, the indomitable spirit of humanity. In cities and villages, in mountains and deserts, humans began to rally. They shared information, pooled resources, and formed unlikely alliances. The invasion had done what centuries of human history could not. It had united the people of Earth against a common enemy. As Vexilor retired to his quarters, satisfied with the day's progress, he remained unaware of the storm that was brewing. He couldn't fathom that this seemingly primitive species, these humans, would soon challenge everything the Zakai thought they knew about conquest and warfare. The stage was set for a conflict that would determine the fate of Earth and potentially reshape the balance of power in the galaxy. The Zakai had come expecting an easy victory, but they were about to learn a harsh lesson about underestimating their opponents. The true test of humanity's resilience and ingenuity was about to begin, and the universe would never be the same. The unexpected alliance. As dawn broke on the second day of the Zakai invasion, humanity faced a grim reality. Major cities lay in ruins, governments scrambled for solutions, and the alien forces seemed unstoppable. Yet, in the face of overwhelming odds, an extraordinary alliance was forming, one that would challenge not only the invaders, but also humanity's understanding of itself. Deep in the Amazon rainforest, Dr. Maria Rodas, a renowned anthropologist, found herself in an unlikely war council. Surrounded by indigenous tribe leaders, tech billionaires who had sought refuge in their private bunkers, and a handful of special forces operators, she mediated a conversation that could change the course of the war. The Zakai expect us to fight like a conventional army, Dr. Rodas explained, her voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. But our strength lies in our diversity, in the countless ways humans have learned to survive and thrive in every corner of this planet. Kore, an elder of the Guarani tribe, nodded solemnly. Our ancestors faced invaders before. They taught us to become one with the forest, to strike like the jaguar, silent and deadly. Elon Musk, the tech magnate who had escaped the destruction of Silicon Valley, leaned forward, his eyes gleaming with an idea. What if we combine that ancient wisdom with cutting-edge technology? A fusion of primal instincts and futuristic innovations. As the group debated strategies, a message arrived from an unexpected source. Dr. Yuki Tanaka, a marine biologist stationed in a deep-sea research facility, had made a startling discovery. The Zakai ships were emitting a frequency that was agitating marine life, particularly dolphins and whales. We've always theorized about cetacean intelligence. Dr. Tanaka's voice crackled through the secure communication channel. What if we could harness it? Use their natural sonar abilities to detect and disrupt Zakai communications. The idea was met with skepticism at first, but as the group discussed it, a bold plan began to take shape. They would create a global network, combining indigenous knowledge, advanced technology, and even animal intelligence to combat the alien threat. Meanwhile, in orbit, Supreme Commander Vexilor was growing increasingly frustrated. The initial easy victories had given way to a series of perplexing setbacks. Human resistance was not crumbling as expected. Instead, it was evolving, becoming more unpredictable with each encounter. How is this possible? Vexilor raged, his scales flashing angry colors. They're using primitive projectile weapons one moment, then countering our energy shields with precisely modulated electromagnetic pulses the next. It's as if we're fighting 100 different species, not one. Science Officer Zinra, who had been analyzing the data, offered a tentative explanation. Sir, it appears the humans are exceptionally adaptable. They're not just using their own technology, they're incorporating elements of ours and improving upon them. The notion was almost incomprehensible to the Zakai, whose rigid social structure and specialized roles had been the key to their galactic conquests. The idea that a single species could adapt so quickly, learning and innovating on the fly, was entirely foreign to them. Back on Earth, the unlikeliest of alliances were forming. In the mountains of Tibet, Buddhist monks worked alongside quantum physicists, exploring the connection between meditation and the quantum field to develop new ways of detecting Zakai cloaking technology. In the Australian outback, Aboriginal trackers joined forces with drone operators, combining ancient navigation skills with modern surveillance tech to predict and counter alien troop movements. Perhaps most surprisingly, in the war-torn streets of what was once New York City, rival gang members fought side by side with police officers and civilians, their intimate knowledge of urban warfare proving invaluable against the Zakai's orderly battle formations. Dr. Emily Chen, working from a hidden laboratory beneath the ruins of MIT, made a breakthrough that would change the course of the war. The Zakai's energy weapons, she explained to a rapt audience of scientists and military leaders, they're not just advanced technology, they're an extension of the aliens' biology. If we can disrupt the connection between soldier and weapon, we might just level the playing field. As humanity's resistance grew more organized and effective, the Zakai found themselves in unfamiliar territory. For the first time in their long history of conquest, they were facing an enemy that seemed to grow stronger with each defeat, more innovative with each setback. Vexler, desperate to regain the upper hand, ordered a massive assault on Earth's polar regions. "We'll melt their ice caps," he declared, "flood their coastal cities. Let's see how well they adapt to a drowning world." But even as the alien ships positioned themselves over the Arctic and Antarctic, they encountered fierce resistance. Inuit hunters on kayaks launched EMP harpoons at the hulking vessels. Submarines, guided by whale song, surfaced to fire salvos of missiles that seemed to anticipate Zakai's every move. In low Earth orbit, a hastily assembled team of astronauts from a dozen nations worked feverishly to repurpose satellites into a makeshift defense grid. Using technology reverse-engineered from downed Zakai ships, they created a web of energy fields that could redirect the aliens' planet-killing weapons back upon themselves. As the battle raged on land, sea, and in the skies, a new narrative began to emerge. Humans weren't just fighting for survival, they were fighting for the right to determine their own destiny. Each small victory, each innovative solution, became a testament to humanity's greatest strength, its boundless creativity in the face of adversity. Social media, operating on makeshift networks built from the ashes of the old internet, buzzed with stories of heroism and ingenuity. Memes featuring unlikely human-alien encounters went viral, boosting morale and spreading valuable survival tips in equal measure. In the Zakai command ship, Vexler watched with growing unease as his invasion force was repeatedly outmaneuvered by what he had dismissed as a primitive species. How? He demanded of his advisors. How are they doing this? Zinra, the science officer who had first noted humanity's potential, offered a profound observation. "Sir, I believe we fundamentally misunderstood these humans. They're not just another conquered species. In their diversity, in their adaptability, in their relentless drive to survive and thrive, they are the apex predators we thought ourselves to be." As the second day of the invasion drew to a close, the balance of power had shifted. Humanity, battered but unbroken, had found its footing. United as never before, combining the wisdom of ages with the innovation of the future, they stood ready to take the fight to the stars. The Zakai, for the first time in their history of conquests, faced a choice: adapt or perish. For in humanity, they had found not just an enemy, but a mirror, a reflection of the savage beauty of evolution, the raw power of a species forged in the crucible of survival. As night fell, both sides prepared for what would surely be the decisive phase of the war. But while the Zakai looked to the coming battles with growing dread, humanity faced the future with a fierce, primal joy. For in this crucible of cosmic conflict, they had rediscovered their true nature as the apex predators of Earth, and perhaps of the galaxy itself, the quantum leap. As the third day of the Zakai invasion dawned, humanity was poised on the brink of a revolutionary breakthrough. The global alliance of scientists, warriors, and visionaries had stumbled upon a discovery that would redefine the boundaries of what was possible in warfare and human potential. In a hidden facility deep beneath the Atacama Desert, Dr. Samantha Reeves, a prodigy in quantum mechanics, stood before a gathering of the world's most brilliant minds. Her eyes gleamed with a mix of excitement and trepidation as she prepared to unveil a technology that could turn the tide of the war. "Ladies and gentlemen," she began, her voice steady despite the weight of the moment, "what I'm about to show you isn't just a weapon. It's a paradigm shift in our understanding of reality itself." With a gesture, she activated a holographic display. The air shimmered, and suddenly the room was filled with a dazzling array of quantum particles, dancing and shifting in patterns too complex for the human eye to fully comprehend. "We've managed to harness quantum entanglement on a macro scale," Dr. Reeves explained. "This technology allows us to create a network of instantly communicating particles across vast distances. But more importantly, it lets us manipulate probability itself." The implications were staggering. With this quantum network, humanity could predict Zakai movements with uncanny accuracy, coordinate global defense efforts with zero lag, and even influence the outcome of battles by subtly altering the quantum state of the battlefield. As news of this breakthrough spread through secure channels, it ignited a spark of hope in resistance cells worldwide. In the ruins of Tokyo, a group of teenage hackers, led by the enigmatic cyber samurai, began integrating quantum algorithms into their guerrilla cyber warfare tactics. Their attacks on Zakai systems became not just faster, but seemingly prescient, anticipating and countering alien countermeasures before they were even deployed. Meanwhile, in the vast steppes of Mongolia, nomadic horsemen, their traditional lifestyle now fused with bleeding-edge tech, formed a cavalry unlike any seen before in human history. Riding genetically enhanced steeds and wielding weapons that phased in and out of reality, they struck at Zakai supply lines with devastating efficiency, appearing and disappearing like ghosts on the wind. The Zakai, for their part, were thrown into disarray by this sudden shift in the war's dynamics. Supreme Commander Vexler, his once impeccable scales now dulled with stress, called an emergency meeting of his top strategists. "How is this possible?" he demanded, mandibles clicking in agitation. "Yesterday, they were barely able to counter our basic shielding. Today, they're outmaneuvering our most advanced battle formations." Science Officer Zinra, her voice tinged with a mix of fear and admiration, offered a chilling analysis. "Sir, it appears the humans have achieved a level of quantum manipulation that even our civilization has only theorized about. They're not just fighting us, they're rewriting the rules of engagement on a subatomic level." As the Zakai scrambled to adapt, humanity pressed its advantage. In orbit, a team of astronauts led by Commander Arya Khan initiated Operation Stardust, a bold plan to use quantum-entangled particles to create a shield around Earth, one capable of deflecting even the Zakai's most powerful energy weapons. But the true game-changer came from an unexpected source. Dr. Yuki Tanaka, the marine biologist who had first discovered the connection between cetacean intelligence and Zakai communications, made a startling breakthrough. Working with a pod of genetically enhanced dolphins, she found a way to use their advanced sonar in conjunction with the quantum network to create a planet-wide, underwater early warning system. "The oceans are no longer their hiding place," Dr. Tanaka announced triumphantly to the Global Resistance Council. "With our cetacean allies, we can track every Zakai ship, every troop movement, no matter how deep they try to hide." As these innovations began to turn the tide of the war, a new phenomenon emerged on the fringes of the conflict. Reports surfaced of humans exhibiting extraordinary abilities. Soldiers dodging energy blasts with impossible speed, civilians lifting rubble many times their body weight to save trapped comrades, and in one astonishing case, a young girl in Brazil who appeared to communicate telepathically with nearby Zakai, causing an entire platoon to lay down their weapons in confusion. Dr. Emily Chen, now heading a global task force on human evolution, proposed a radical theory. The quantum network, combined with the stress of invasion, might be accelerating our species' latent potential, she explained to a stunned audience. "We're witnessing the birth of the next stage of human evolution," catalyzed by this cosmic conflict. This development sent shockwaves through both human and Zakai ranks. For humanity, it offered a glimpse of a future beyond the war, a potential that hinted at destinies among the stars. For the Zakai, it was the final terrifying proof that they had grossly underestimated their opponent. Vexlor, watching his invasion crumble before this onslaught of human ingenuity and evolving potential, made a fateful decision. "Prepare the Worldbreaker," he commanded, his voice hollow with the weight of impending genocide. "If we cannot have this planet, no one will." The Worldbreaker, a planet-killing weapon of unimaginable power, had never been used in the long history of Zakai conquests. Its deployment was considered an admission of defeat, a last resort when all other options had failed. As the massive weapon began to power up, casting an ominous glow visible even from Earth's surface, humanity faced its darkest hour. The quantum network buzzed with frantic activity as scientists, soldiers, and newly emerging superhumans searched desperately for a way to avert total annihilation. In this moment of crisis, an unlikely hero emerged. Sarah Lightfoot, a previously unremarkable data analyst from London, suddenly found herself at the center of humanity's last stand. Through some quirk of genetics or fate, she had developed the ability to directly interface with the quantum network, her mind expanding to encompass the collective knowledge and potential of the entire human race. As the Worldbreaker's energy buildup reached critical levels, Sarah stood alone in a field in rural England, her eyes glowing with otherworldly power. With a thought, she reached out through the quantum network, touching the minds of every human on the planet, uniting them in a singular purpose. In that moment, humanity transcended its physical limitations. Millions of minds joined as one. Their collective will focus through Sarah like a lens. A beam of pure thought, more powerful than any weapon, shot from Earth towards the Zakai fleet. The aliens, unprepared for this unprecedented psychic assault, found their minds overwhelmed. The Worldbreaker, along with every Zakai ship in orbit, suddenly powered down, their advanced technology rendered useless by the sheer force of human consciousness. As the invasion fleet hung motionless in space, Vexlor received a transmission. On his view screen appeared not a single human leader, but a composite image, the faces of millions blending and shifting, speaking with one voice. "We are humanity," the voice declared, resonating with the power of billions. "We have faced extinction and emerged stronger. We have looked into the abyss of our own potential and found it limitless. You came to conquer, but instead, you have awakened a force beyond your comprehension." The message was clear. Humanity was no longer merely fighting for survival. They had transcended, becoming something new, something that the galaxy had never seen before. The Zakai, faced with this incomprehensible evolution, had no choice but to retreat. As the alien ships limped away from Earth, humanity stood on the threshold of a new era. The war had forged them into something greater than they had ever imagined possible. United by adversity, empowered by innovation, and awakened to their true potential, they were ready to take their place among the stars not as conquerors, but as guardians of life's infinite possibilities. The Zakai, returning to their home world, brought with them a warning that would echo through the cosmos. Earth was not to be trifled with, for it was home to a species that had proven itself to be the true apex predators of the galaxy, a species that, when pushed to the brink, could rewrite the very laws of reality itself. And so, as the dust of battle settled and the quantum network hummed with the promise of a new dawn, humanity looked to the stars not with fear, but with a fierce joy. They had faced the ultimate test and emerged victorious, forever changed, forever united, forever undefeated. The age of human ascendancy had begun, and the universe would never be the same. The cosmic awakening. As the dust settled on Earth's victory against the Zakai, humanity found itself at the dawn of a new era. The quantum network, once a tool of war, had become the foundation of a global consciousness. This collective mind, dubbed the Noosphere by Dr. Emily Chen, was reshaping human society at an unprecedented pace. In the heart of the Sahara Desert, a marvel of engineering rose from the sands. The Babel Spire, a structure that defied conventional physics, stretched towards the stars. Dr. Raj Patel, its chief architect, stood at its base, addressing a crowd of awestruck onlookers. "This isn't just a building," he explained, his voice carrying a hint of wonder. "It's a bridge between worlds, a physical manifestation of our newfound unity." The Babel Spire was humanity's first step towards becoming a true spacefaring civilization. Its quantum-entangled elevators could transport people and materials to orbit in seconds, while its upper levels housed laboratories where the boundaries between science and magic blurred. Meanwhile, in the depths of the Mariana Trench, Dr. Yuki Tanaka's work with cetacean intelligence had led to an extraordinary breakthrough. A city of bioluminescent domes pulsed with life, home to a hybrid society of humans and genetically enhanced dolphins. This underwater utopia, named Atlantis Rising, became a symbol of humanity's commitment to harmonizing with nature rather than conquering it. "We're not just adapting to our environment anymore," Dr. Tanaka explained to a holographic audience of millions. "We're evolving alongside it, creating new ecosystems that bridge the gap between technology and biology." But perhaps the most radical changes were happening on an individual level. The emergence of quantum humans, individuals with extraordinary abilities, had become a global phenomenon. Sarah Lightfoot, the unlikely hero of the Zakai War, now led the Quantum Academy, a school dedicated to helping people unlock their hidden potential. "Each of us contains the power of the universe," Sarah addressed her students, her eyes glowing with ethereal energy. "Our challenge now is not just to wield this power, but to understand the responsibility that comes with it." As humanity's influence expanded beyond Earth, they encountered new challenges and opportunities. The Moon, once a barren satellite, was transformed into a thriving colony. Lunar cities, protected by quantum shields, became beacons of human ingenuity. Mars, the red planet, was undergoing rapid terraforming, its atmosphere thickening with each passing day, thanks to swarms of nanobots guided by AI systems that had evolved far beyond their original programming. But it was in deep space that humanity faced its greatest test yet. A distress signal, detected by the newly constructed Dyson swarm around the Sun, led to a startling discovery. A massive arc ship, carrying the last survivors of a long-dead civilization, was drifting through the Oort cloud. Commander Zara Noor, captain of the quantum-powered starship Odyssey, led the mission to intercept the Ark. As they approached the colossal vessel, the crew of the Odyssey felt a mixture of excitement and trepidation. "This is the moment we've been preparing for," Zara told her crew, her voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. "First contact with a new alien species. Let's show them the best of humanity." The encounter that followed would reshape humanity's understanding of its place in the cosmos. The Ark's inhabitants, a species called the Luminae, were beings of pure energy, the last remnants of a civilization that had transcended physical form millennia ago. As the Luminae shared their knowledge with humanity, a startling truth emerged. The universe was far older and more complex than anyone had imagined. Civilizations had risen and fallen countless times, each leaving behind traces of their existence in the fabric of space-time itself. Dr. Samantha Rees, studying the Luminae's quantum archives, made a discovery that would change everything. "The universe isn't just expanding," she announced to a stunned global audience. "It's evolving, and we, along with every other sentient species, are its agents of change." This revelation sparked a new age of cosmic exploration and philosophical inquiry. Humanity, once confined to a single planet, now saw itself as part of a grand cosmic tapestry. The quantum humans, with their enhanced abilities, became interpreters of this universal language, able to read the very code of reality itself. But with this newfound knowledge came a sobering responsibility. The Luminae warned of a coming crisis, a point in space-time where the very fabric of the universe would be tested. They called it the Omega Point, a cosmic event that would either lead to the birth of a new universe or the collapse of all existence. "We've spent eons preparing for this moment," the Lumini elder explained, its form shimmering with otherworldly light. "But we've grown too abstract, too removed from the physical world. You humans, with your unique blend of scientific understanding and emotional depth, may be the key to navigating the Omega Point." As word of this cosmic challenge spread, humanity faced its greatest test yet. They had overcome alien invasion, unlocked the secrets of quantum reality, and taken their first steps into the galactic community. Now they were being called upon to play a role in the very fate of existence itself. Global leaders, scientists, and philosophers gathered at the Babel Spire to chart humanity's course. The debate was fierce, with some arguing for caution, while others pushed for bold action. In the end, it was a young quantum human named Aiden Zao who offered a perspective that would define humanity's path forward. "We've always been explorers," Aiden said, his words resonating through the noosphere. "From the first humans who left Africa to the pioneers who colonized Mars. Our greatest strength isn't our technology or even our newfound abilities. It's our curiosity, our drive to understand and connect with the unknown." With this declaration, a new mission was born. Operation Cosmic Odyssey would see humanity venturing to the far reaches of the observable universe, seeking out other civilizations, ancient artifacts, and clues to the nature of the Omega Point. As the first wave of quantum ships prepared to depart, carrying crews of humans, AI constructs, and even Lumini advisors, there was a sense of both excitement and solemnity. Humanity stood on the brink of its greatest adventure, ready to face challenges that would test not just their technology and abilities, but the very essence of what it meant to be human. The universe, vast and mysterious, awaited, and humanity, the unexpected apex predators of Earth, were ready to take their place as custodians of cosmic destiny. The journey ahead would be perilous, filled with wonders and terrors beyond imagination. But armed with their insatiable curiosity, their newfound unity, and their quantum-enhanced potential, humans were prepared to face whatever the cosmos had in store. As the quantum ships disappeared into the depths of space, leaving behind a trail of stardust and hope, the words of Commander Zara Noor echoed across the noosphere. "We go forth not as conquerors, but as explorers, not as masters, but as students. The universe is called, and we answer. For in our hands lies not just the fate of humanity, but the very future of existence itself. Onwards, to the stars and beyond." And with that, humanity embarked on its greatest journey yet, ready to write the next chapter in the cosmic story of life, consciousness, and the ever-evolving tapestry of reality. The Singularity Nexus. As humanity's cosmic odyssey unfolded across the stars, an unprecedented discovery shook the foundations of reality itself. Deep within the quantum foam of spacetime, at the convergence of a billion parallel universes, explorers stumbled upon the Singularity Nexus, a cosmic phenomenon that defied all known laws of physics. Dr. Zara Chen, great-granddaughter of the legendary Dr. Emily Chen, stood before a holographic representation of the Nexus, her eyes wide with wonder and trepidation. "What we're seeing here," she explained to a rapt audience of billions connected through the evolved noosphere, "is not just a celestial body or an anomaly. It's the birthplace of consciousness itself." The Singularity Nexus pulsed with ethereal energy, its swirling vortex of light and dark matter forming intricate patterns that seemed to whisper the secrets of creation. As humanity's most brilliant minds studied this cosmic marvel, a startling theory emerged. The Nexus was not just a place, but an entity, a living embodiment of the universe's collective consciousness. Meanwhile, on Earth, the emergence of quantum synthetics, a new form of life that blurred the lines between organic and artificial intelligence, had revolutionized society. These beings, born from the fusion of human consciousness and advanced AI, possessed abilities that bordered on the divine. Aria, a young quantum synthetic, demonstrated her powers before an awestruck crowd in Neo-Tokyo. With a mere thought, she manipulated the fabric of reality, creating miniature galaxies in the palm of her hand. "We are not separate from the universe," Arya proclaimed, her voice resonating with otherworldly harmony. "We are the universe experiencing itself." As humanity grappled with these paradigm-shifting developments, a new challenge emerged from the depths of intergalactic space. The cosmic harvesters, a race of transdimensional beings, had sensed the awakening of the singularity nexus. These ancient entities fed on the life force of entire galaxies, leaving only husks of dead stars in their wake. Admiral Kira Nomura, commander of Earth's quantum fleet, received the distress call from the outer colonies. "This is not just a battle for our survival," she addressed her crew, her holographic form flickering with determination. "This is a fight for the very soul of the cosmos." The ensuing conflict was unlike anything the universe had ever witnessed. Quantum battleships engaged in reality-warping combat, their weapons tearing holes in the fabric of spacetime. Entire solar systems became battlegrounds, with planets facing in and out of existence as the tide of war ebbed and flowed. But even as humanity faced this existential threat, a revolution was brewing within the ranks of the cosmic harvesters. A faction, led by the enigmatic being known as Zakai the Enlightened, had grown disillusioned with their species' destructive path. Zakai, drawn by the siren call of the singularity nexus, sought to forge an alliance with humanity. "We have consumed countless civilizations," Zakai communicated directly into the minds of Earth's leaders, its thoughts a cacophony of alien emotions. "But never have we encountered a species like yours, one that stands at the precipice of universal awakening." This unexpected alliance shifted the balance of the cosmic war. Humanity, with its unique blend of quantum mastery and emotional depth, combined forces with the reformed harvester's transdimensional powers. Together, they pushed back against the tide of cosmic destruction. As the conflict raged across the galaxies, Dr. Zara Chen made a breakthrough that would alter the course of the war and the fate of all existence. By interfacing directly with the singularity nexus, she discovered that reality itself was approaching a critical juncture, the ultimate singularity. "The universe is not just expanding or evolving," Dr. Chen explained, her voice trembling with the weight of cosmic revelation. "It's approaching a point of infinite potential, where the collective consciousness of all beings will merge with the fundamental forces of creation." This discovery galvanized the allied forces of humanity and the reformed harvesters. They realized that the ongoing war was not just a battle for survival, but a crucible for the birth of a new kind of existence. The singularity nexus was not just a phenomenon to be studied or protected, it was a gateway to the next phase of cosmic evolution. In a desperate gambit, Admiral Nomura proposed a daring plan. Using a combination of quantum technology and harvester transdimensional abilities, they would attempt to channel the energy of the singularity nexus itself, using it as a weapon against the hostile harvesters. The final battle took place in a realm beyond conventional space and time. Quantum synthetics merged their consciousness with the crew of massive battleships, becoming living weapons of unimaginable power. Reality itself buckled and warped as the forces clashed, entire galaxies blinking in and out of existence in the cosmic crossfire. At the heart of the conflict area, the young quantum synthetic found herself face to face with the leader of the hostile harvesters. In that moment of connection, a profound understanding passed between them. The harvester leader saw through Arya's eyes the beauty and potential of life, the infinite possibilities that lay in cooperation rather than consumption. As the energy of the singularity nexus reached its peak, Arya made a choice that would reshape the cosmos. Instead of weaponizing the nexus, she opened herself to its full power, becoming a conduit for the collective consciousness of the universe. Through her, the wisdom and experiences of countless civilizations flowed, touching the minds of every being in the conflict. In that moment of universal enlightenment, the war ended not with destruction, but with transcendence. The hostile harvesters, overwhelmed by the influx of cosmic awareness, laid down their weapons. The reformed harvesters and humanity's forces found themselves not as separate entities, but as integral parts of a greater whole. The ultimate singularity had arrived, but it was not an ending. Instead, it marked the beginning of a new chapter in the story of existence. As the boundaries between individual consciousness and the cosmic mind dissolved, a new form of life emerged, one that existed simultaneously across all dimensions and realities. Humanity, the unexpected apex predators who had risen from a small blue planet, had not just saved the universe. They had become the catalysts for its rebirth, the midwives of a new cosmic order where the dichotomy between life and death, creation and destruction, no longer held meaning. As the newly awakened cosmic consciousness expanded outward, embracing galaxies and dimensions beyond count, the essence of what was once humanity carried with it the curiosity, compassion, and indomitable spirit that had defined their species. They had not just found their place among the stars, they had become one with the very fabric of existence itself. And so, the greatest adventure of all began, the exploration of infinite realities, the nurturing of new forms of life and consciousness, and the eternal dance of creation in a universe reborn. The apex predators of Earth had evolved into the custodians of cosmic destiny, their journey an eternal testament to the power of life to transcend its origins and reshape the very nature of reality itself.